So let's look at three different polynomial functions and how to evaluate them. This really is like any other function where you're given an x value, you plug it into the function and you evaluate what it's going to be. So this one here is going to be fairly simple. I'm just going to plug in a -3 every time the variable x appears in my equation. So without thinking too much, I'm just going to go ahead and write that -3 in. Okay, pay close attention to signs. So -3 squared is going to be a 9. A -3 times a -3 is a 9. There's a minus out front, this one here, so that stays there. A -5 times a -3 is a +15. So really what we have here is 15 minus 9. I just rearranged the order of these, which is 6. So evaluating this function when x equals -3 would give you 6. Let's look at another one here. This function is quite a bit more complicated. It's a third order of polynomial function. We're going to plug in x equals -2 here. Same thing. Don't think too much about it. Just put that -2 there. Carefully copy everything that's up there. Okay, and when x is squared, I simply write the -2 squared, plugging it in for x all the way across the board, paying close attention to signs. And let's see what happens with this one here. Okay, so first of all, this is a -2 cubed. -2 times -2 is a +4, times a third -2 is going to give me a -8. Okay, just like 2 cubed would be 8, a -2 cubed is a -8. Okay, so this is going to be 5. -2 squared is a +4. -2 times -2 is a +4. This is going to be a, whoops, that's going to be a -8, because a -2 times a +4 is a -8, +8. Oh, and look, those two cancel. Okay, so now I'm going to get -16 plus 20. Well, 20 minus 16, if I want to rearrange them, 20 minus 16 is equal to 4. So there's your final answer. So I plug x equals -2 into this polynomial. It evaluates out to equal 4. So far, so good. Okay. Try one last one. We're going to try x equals -5 into this fourth order polynomial here. This one could get a little bit messy here, so let's try. We're going to go -5 to the 4th power. Again, without thinking and freaking out about all these different letters, I just plug it in. This would be a +5 times -5 cubed, because it says x cubed, so just plug that in, +3 x squared, which is a -5 squared, and then +15 times a -5. Okay, let's see what happens here. Oh, -5 cubed is going to give me a -125, right? 5 -5 times -5 is a +25, times a -5 would give me a -125. So I have +5 times -125. And I know that -5 cubed is 125. I want to keep that in mind here. So isn't this one right here the same as -5 to the 3rd times another -5? Wouldn't that make it to the 4th? It would. So I have a +5 times this number. -5 cubed is 125, or -125. So -5 times -125 is going to give me a 0 here. Think about it. That right there, this part here, -5 cubed is -125, and I've got a -5 out front. Here I've got a +5, and I hope you guys can see that. Don't let the big numbers fool you. This is kind of like -5x plus 5x, where x happens to be -125, but these cancel. These are going to give me 0. So -5 times -125 plus 5 times -125. I mean, you can do it on your calculator, but these two things are going to cancel. So let's look at what's left. -5 squared is 25. 25 times 3 is 75. So that part comes down here, and this is plus, or actually a minus, because it's -5 times 15. Oh, that's -75. So 75 minus 75, the whole thing turns out to be 0. Everything cancels, so you get a 0 answer for that one. Okay, go ahead and punch these things into your calculator if you didn't like the way I did this, but I can see -5 times -125 plus 5 times -125 would cancel these two. Now I got 75 minus 75. My end answer is going to be 0. I hope that is clear to you. Okay, there we go.